from Prashanti Kutiram here, from Swami Vivekananda Yoganusandhana Samsthana. Integration of allopathy with Ayush essentially is what we are trying to do in this conference. Where is the need for integration is first what I am going to tell. Then what are the basic principles of the knowledge base, the theory and the science which can bring about this integration. Then I give the evidence based by yoga on diabetology, cardiology, oncology and mental health. And some initial research that we have started in Ayurveda. We are all familiar with the tremendous contributions made by allopathic system and the 20th century achievements, eradication of infectious and contagious diseases, sophisticated surgeries, and that enthused to announce by WHO, we are going to have health for all by 2000. But as we reach the end of the last century, we have the new challenges that came up, the pandemics of the new era. Asthma, diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, epilepsy, migraine, irritable bowel syndrome, cancer, AIDS, anxiety, psychosis, and a host of others. They are now called the non-communicable diseases. To find the solutions for these modern ailments, we need an integrated approach of not just the body, but the mind at several levels. Because there are no solutions for these ailments only by the modern medical system. It can give only symptomatic reliefs. And we are all familiar as to how it is bringing several increasing side effects, and the escalating costs of treatments also have started coming up. And when you look at the concept of health, it is not merely absence of a disease, but a state of well-being at the physical, mental, social, and spiritual levels. And this is what I call as the health line. In this, we normally are in our normal health, and our effort should be to move towards positive health. But what is happening today? We become ill and we go for treatment. Though we say prevention is better than cure, how much emphasis do we give? When you look at the budget of any country, hardly do we spend 1% of prevention. Therefore, I have been pleading in our planning commission that we must increase that prevention budget. Unfortunately, in the last planning commission, everybody agreed, and we said, yes, we will do that. 10% of the total budget was proposed. So, moving towards positive health and perfect health and prevention of diseases is the essential feature. And that can happen when we are able to integrate. That's the need of the world today. But what are the basic principles of the knowledge base for integration? People in the allopathic system say that we don't believe in Ayurveda. Ayurveda experts say that we do not want modern medical system. And it goes on and on. Are there some principles on which we can build this integration? This integrated approach should relate not just with the body, but we have to take into consideration the prana, the life, the mind, the intellect, the emotions, and the consciousness. Then only this integration can find solutions to these modern non-communicable diseases. Because the lifestyle featured by stress are at the base of these modern pandemics. These modern pandemic entities are not merely physical. They are very sophisticated, complicated, multidimensional challenges that we face today. The mental restlessness, emotional upsurges, deep-rooted psychological conflicts, all are at the base of this stress. And that is the lifestyle in which we live today. So, unless we bring about the totality of understanding, we cannot meet this challenge. To tackle this problem of stress and its hazards, non-communicable diseases, what is the way out? It's here India has to make the biggest contributions. Because here in this country, thousands of years back, we looked at the entirety of this creation, and we have the complete knowledge base in our Ayush, particularly yoga and Ayurveda. And that knowledge is contained in what we call Upanishads. Upanishads form the essence of the Vedas, therefore called as the Vedanta. And that has the complete knowledge base. What is that knowledge base that we have? It says that there is an unchanging dimension of our existence, and emerging out of this is the ever-changing dimension of creation. The unchanging dimension is called Brahman, Atman, you may call it as reality, you may call it as perfection, you may call it as pure consciousness, Patanjali called it as Kaivalya, probably Buddha called the Nirvana, the Vedanta calls it as Moksha. Whatever terms we use, that is our original state. That is beyond space, time, causation. Therefore, it's unchanging. It's a state of infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite freedom. And that is from where all of us are born. Is from here the whole creation has come. The creation is ever changing. Everything in creation is changing and changing and changing. It's called a Jagat. Jagatyan Jagat, as it is said. Because it's changing, it's called Jagat. Therefore, one of the greatest Buddhistic philosopher, Nagarjuna, great logician, he brought out a new model. What is that model of creation? Kshanikavada. Everything is changing, 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 changing. Look at the body. In a day, a billion cells get created in the body, a billion cells get destroyed in the body. And therefore, since we came to that hall, all our bodies have totally changed. We have a new fresh body. Therefore, he formulated this Kshanikavada. But somebody asked him, is there something that does not change? He did not answer that. But the later group, the Mahayana group who came in Buddhism, they said it's shunya, it's silence, it's zero. But after a few hundred years, when Shankaracharya came into picture, he said, how is it possible? This fantastic world, this infinite world that we have, can it come from a zero? Very illogical. The source also should be infinite. Therefore he said, Purnamadaha, Purnamidam. This also is full, that also is full. This also infinite, that also is infinite. What is the relation between the two? Purnat, Purnam, Budachyate. This creation which is infinite emerges from that infinite source. And when it comes out, what happens to the original? X minus X is zero. When you take out this, will it become a zero? No. Purnasya Purnam Adaya, Purnam eva avasishyate. X minus X equals zero is in the finite world. But in the infinite world, infinity minus infinity could be infinity. Therefore, originally in our Swarupa, we are full. And emerging out of that also is full. This world and the whole system is fullness, fullness. So in this world, the ever-changing dimension of creation has the seen and the unseen dimension. The seen is the physical body, unseen are the subtle and the causal bodies. And this is the famous Panchakosha postulated in our Taittiriya Upanishad. Annamaya Kosha is the center. That's what we see. That's what we investigate. That's what we diagnose. Do all our things at the physical body level. But beyond that is the Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnana, Anandamaya Koshas. Anandamaya Kosha is called the causal. And pranamaya, manomaya, vijnana are called as the sukshma sharira. You may call it as a body, you may call it as a layer, you may call it as the layers of mind, subtle and the causal layers. And our Anandamaya Kosha is a state of complete bliss. It's a state of transcendence. Here, the mind has not yet arisen. It's in a seed form. And all of us have this experience every day. When you go to deep sleep, not the dream sleep, NREM sleep. When you go there, what happens? The mind has frozen itself. There are no differences. There's a state of Ananda. Every person who has pain, agony, misery, what he wants, doctor, please give me a sedative so that I can sleep off. A cancer patient suffering from intense pain, he says, normal sedatives will not work. Give me morphine so that I will be able to sleep. So that is our Anandamaya Kosha, state of Ananda. The state of bliss is a state of silence. Then you come down to the Vijnanamaya Kosha, in which differences start. I am different from you, you are different from her, comes out. But here, the knowledge is complete. In Vijnanamaya Kosha, all knowledge is available. Prajnanam vai Brahma, as it said. And therefore, every action we do is governed by this total knowledge. Therefore, there is no stress, there is no tension, there is no misery, there is no disease, and we are in a state of perfect health. All our great yoga masters were in the state of Vijnanamaya Kosha. Whether it is Maharishi Patanjali, or Shankaracharya, or Sant Gnandev from Maharashtra, Swaminarayan from Gujarat, India excelled with such great yoga masters. And they can sweep through the time dimension and see what is happening now, what is happening in the future, and what has happened in the past. Trikalagnanis, they are called. Then you consider further, then you come to the Manomaya Kosha. In the Manomaya Kosha, we become more different. Likes and dislikes have emerged. What I like, you don't like. What you like, another person doesn't like. And slowly these likes and dislikes become more and more powerful and become very strong emotions. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, infatuation, arrogance. What is the result? Slowly our actions get governed by these emotions rather than what is right and what is wrong. And there comes a problem. Knowing fully what is right, I don't do right things. Knowing fully what is wrong, I am drawn to do wrong things. In Mahabharata, it is called the Duryodhana character. Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi, janami adharmam nachame nivrittihi. I know what is right, I don't do right things. I know what is wrong, I am drawn to do wrong things. Every diabetic knows. Doctors have told, endocrinologists said, no more sweet, my dear. But I know you love your gulab jamun. But no more gulab jamun. No? But when you face all your fond dishes, when you go to a marriage party, what is going to happen? There's a big war that starts. Tongue is demanding, come on, go and eat, go and eat, go and eat. So nice, so nice. Buddhi is telling, no, Dr. Bolton, Dr. Bolton, Dr. Bolton. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And if the tongue wins, you have the problem. You have big imbalance that is set, prajnaparadha, as is said in Ayurveda. You have gone something against what is right, and as a result there is a big imbalance. That imbalance is called as the Adi. What is the structure of Adi has been understood very well, and that structure is uncontrolled speed of the mind, excess speed of the mind. And that imbalance percolates down to the next kosha, the pranamaya kosha, which is in a beautiful balance. It is something like throwing a stone. The whole leg gets disturbed. It becomes violent. And that shows up as breathing imbalances. Haphazard breathing, jerky breathing, fast breathing, uncontrolled breathing. Who cares if the breath is fast? Who cares if the left nostril is breathing more than the right? We continue. Then it comes down to the physical frame and start hitting the higher centers of the brain, causing the autonomic imbalance and the endocrine imbalance, and settles down in the body in different parts. Depending on which particular organ or system is the weakest, you end up with that particular imbalance set up there. That's where you have the vyadhi. Adhi becomes a vyadhi. And depending on which part, you have the different ailments. So this is the whole pathophysiology of the origin of diseases. Adhi becoming the vyadhi. And what do we do normally? In the modern medical allopathic system, we use very good pharmacological interventions, wonderful medicines, better and better medicines, with less and less side effects. Essentially, when this doesn't work, we go to the surgeries. But they all work at the body level, at the Annamaya Kosha level itself. But where is the root cause? The root cause, according to this Upanishadic wisdom base, is all in the Manomaya Kosha, Adhi. Therefore, you have no solution. It has come to pass, once a diabetic, ever a diabetic. Once you have hypertension for your life. Once you have the cardiovascular systems, you are in for trouble, has come to pass. Therefore, it is here that you have to look at the human system in its totality and bring about the dimension. The integrated approach of yoga therapy we started using, and yoga concretizes this knowledge base into our day-to-day activities by karma yoga, followed by jnana yoga, bhakti yoga and raja yoga. As all of you know, yoga is not merely physical practices alone. Essentially, it raises us from our animalistic, instinctive level to become normal human beings with discrimination power. Raises us to become great human beings, to use this discrimination to help others, serve others, contribute more and more to others, and reach superhuman heights, divine here, and reach that pure consciousness, original Swarupa itself. That's the whole process of yoga that we talk about. Therefore, yoga is a way of life. It is what I call the science of holistic living, which promotes positive health, prevents diseases, and raises to the higher level. So we started using this integrated approach of yoga therapy, using jnana yoga, raja yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, at different levels. And at the Annamaya Kosha level, we have the Surya Namaskar, asanas and kriyas. At the Pranamaya Kosha, we have the kriyas and the pranayama. At the Manomaya Kosha level, you have the meditation and the bhajans and devotional sessions. And at the Vijnanamaya Kosha level, we have the Jnana Yoga, understanding, counseling, lectures. Anandamaya Kosha, we started using the Karma Yoga, the science by which you'll be able to convert every action into a yoga. That's the integrated approach of yoga therapy we started. Now, integration of allopathy with Ayush, the pluralistic medical approach is what is needed. So, as one of our doctors from Florida was mentioning, we have a football team, and that football team, if it has to win, it should have a very strong front aggressive wing, and it should have a very powerful defense. Then only the team can win. He said allopathy is like a strong front and Ayush is a powerful defense, and we have to bring them together. That's what he called as symbiosis. So what do we do? In the Annamaya Kosha, the modern medicine has tremendous amount of achievements. It can give immediate relief. When a person comes with pain and others, he is sure to get the relief. When there is increasing sugar levels, our insulin can bring it down. All those things have been put forth. Evidence base is the hallmark of the growth of the modern medical system. Double-blind studies, the gold standard, and the surgeries. All these things have contributed so much to our human system. What is the special component of yoga at the Annamaya Kosha level? Yogic postures which bring deep relaxation Relaxation component is the key essence of yogic postures. It's not just a workout or a physical exercise, but it's a process by which you relax. Relax each and every group of muscles. Loosen the joints, reduce the stiffness, and bring balance. The kriyas are yet other techniques to cleanse the system. We all take bath and we cleanse outside. We have the brushing of the teeth, facing, all these things we do. But what of the internal cleansing? The internal cleansing processes are called as the kriyas. Then we have the diet aspect. In the diet, we have the yogic diet that has to be brought forth. And yoga works on continuous development and improvements. The Japanese word, the kaizen. The kaizen is to continuously improve. Day by day, my asana should improve, my kriya should improve, my diet system should improve, and that is the continuous growth in yoga. What about the concept of Ayurveda and Siddha and Unani? Here we look at the doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. They have to be brought into the balance. And there are